Hello everyone. Okay, so I decided to do a little test with OMP on my Pi, which is a new harness, new, at least for me because I started to use it yesterday. Finally, I had time to test it, and I decided to do like a benchmark across each kind of new models to test how it just performed under that harness. So I did test of DeepSeek V4 Flash 0731. That one is hosted on 2 Spark. There is Qwen 3.8, 27B, so the new Qwen. This one is hosted on a 1000, on a 6000 Pro Blackwell, sorry. I wish I had a 6000 Pro Blackwell. I do not. Laguna S2.1, which is hosted on 1 Spark. GLM 5.2 on cloud, GLM 5.3 on cloud, and Kimi K3 on cloud. The prompt, I will put it on the screen here, but it was basically build me a 3D solar system, and I need to be able to click on the planet and visit them. So super simple, no steering. I did Qwen 3.8. I did 2 tests. I did one with heavy thinking and one with low thinking, and I will tell you exactly my opinion about those in a minute. But so let's start first with the results of DeepSeek. Yeah, so this is DeepSeek. It's interesting. We can see, okay, solar system, click on a planet to explore, drag to orbit, scroll to zoom, and escape to exit. Okay, so now if I click on a planet, if I double click, nothing happens. If I click on visit Mars, it has this weird animation. Texture is interesting. Okay, return to solar system. Okay, if I go on Earth, so it seems to have put like some cloud. There is some white thing here, I guess, to represent the North and South Pole. There is the moon. Cannot click on the moon because it's not a planet. And then the sun. Okay, so pretty simple, functional and simple. Interesting. I'm not sure if Uranus. Sorry, I'm a kid. I'm a kid. I'm so. I don't know. I don't know if this is a correct thing in terms of how the ring is oriented, but it works. So now let's do Qwen 3.8 27B. So this is with high thinking. So interesting. The planets are rotating. I don't know if the other one did the planet rotate. Wait, let me check again. So we're back on DeepSeek. Yeah, they do rotate on themselves. So on Qwen 3.8, they do rotate on themselves. They're moving slower. I don't even know if they're moving at all. Yeah, they are moving, but super slowly. So actually here on Qwen, we can see that there is kind of an atmosphere around the Earth, which is cool. I think it's a great detail. North Pole is there. South Pole is there. Okay. If I click on Earth, okay. If I click on Earth, it highlights it. Give me some information. The usual HTML design of AI. That's like since Opus. Visit in 3D, and it zoomed to it, and it stay highlighted, which is not really great, but whatever. And back to system view. Okay, so Saturn, visit in 3D. Okay, interesting. And in terms of like the Mars, like let's see the problem is that it says highlighted, right? Like, so we cannot really see the planet very much. What if yeah, okay, so you can select another planet on the thing and then it's unselected. It's like, okay, it's interesting. The textures are somewhat okay. Because now we got Qwen 3.827B with low thinking. So with low thinking, interesting. Because then we got this is cool. This is very interesting. I prefer 10,000 times Is it? Yeah, it is. So I prefer so much the version of low thinking. Mars, it added the moon of Mars, which is Phobos and whatever the other name. You got Earth there with its moon, and you see it doesn't highlight. Okay, there is some kind of zoom issue, but doesn't really matter. But at least there is the name around it, like over the planet. Jupiter has like all the moons as well. Okay, Saturn is there, and Uranus. You really need to stop. It doesn't have the rings. Maybe it doesn't have rings. I honestly don't know. If someone know the solar system better than me, then yeah, but I really don't know. You cannot select the moon, which is fine, but you can select the sun. This looks much better, to be honest. You have like a back to overview button, and it doesn't close this on the side. Doesn't really matter, but yeah, I think it looks cool. I think it looks cool. Okay, now we try Laguna S2.1. So Laguna didn't do the job at all. At all. It's moving, but I barely see. I think there is some light issue. Yeah, it's not emitting light correctly. The camera is not following the planet. Barely see. It looks like Saturn does have a ring, but I don't think it's like spinning in the right way anyway, because like, wait, let's refresh again. They seems to all be aligned and then they start spinning, which makes no sense. Like obviously it should not start this way. Like if we, for example, refresh the Qwen 3.8, you can see they already have like a pre-specific disposition. I don't know if it's realistic or not, but it makes much more sense. Same here and same here. So Laguna did not perform. Yeah. GLM 5.2 on cloud. Assembling the solar system. Wow. Wow, that's pretty cool. Besides, Jupiter is having like some kind of rave party, which makes sense because Jupiter is like gas and stuff, right? Like, so I guess, and it's like very active gas, so like it makes sense. The texture on the sun looks really cool and it's emitting this huge glow. Earth is spinning very fast. But there is like this thick atmosphere around it. Oh, there is this circle that says, okay, I've selected this planet. You can select the moon. Okay. Okay. You have a asteroid field, which is true. Okay. Venus and okay. Terrestrial planet with crushing CO2 atmosphere. But I cannot click. How do I back to the system? And now if I click on Venus, okay. So you have to like leave the thing and okay. This is cool. Wow. This is awesome. And the textures are much better. Yeah. Wow, it haven't put like the North and South Pole for. I didn't check actually. I didn't check for Earth if there is like the North and South Pole for Earth. I guess there is, if it did put for Mars. Yeah, there is, and here there is. Yeah, it's not realistic in terms of like the continent and stuff, but like wow, this is much better. Like if we compare between the different results, this is one of the best. And then GLM 5.3, so the new GLM, which is releasing the open weight very soon, and this is awesome. It's kind of similar. I don't know which one I prefer. This one gives like a more like a space vibe, I say. Like it's darker and more I don't know if mysterious is the right word, but right word. Click to visit Jupiter. Okay, I prefer this one. The animation looks better. I want to compare the texture. I don't know which one I prefer. I like the way the names are displaying. Oh, by the way, I just saw that you can select the speed. So on GLM 5.2, you can select the speed. While here you can also select the speed. Okay. Oh, and you can do much more. You can pause the motion. You can remove the labels. You can remove the orbit lines, and you can speed as well. Well, this is cool. Okay. Can you click on? Wait. Can you click on the moon? So interesting. On GLM 5.2, the moon is clickable, right? If I remember correctly. So here I can click on the moon, I get information. But on GLM 5.3, it understood the prompt better because the moon is not clickable. Now the thing is, in terms of the solar system representation, I think GLM 5.2 did a much better job. No, which one was it? It was the third one. It was Qwen 3.8 27b. Qwen 3.8 27b did a much better job at representing the solar system because it added all the moons of every space object, stellar objects. I forgot the exact name. Anyway, we'll review the final thing later, but like now the last model is Kimi K3. Kimi K3 on cloud. And Kimi K3 is interesting. I don't know what the fuck Saturn is doing over there. Okay. Let's see the Earth. The textures are really bad. Yeah. Cannot click on the moon. Oh, when I click, it's like doing some weird. Okay. But you can click on other planets. Okay. Let's check out Mars. And it put the polar cap. It's bad. I mean, I think it's one of the worst results, especially like what the fuck is going on with Saturn and the Jupiter textures that are not really great. Yeah, not great. Honestly, not great. Okay. So just to recap, this is DeepSeek. It's okay. I'm not a huge fan. Not a huge fan. It's working. It's really working. It's fine. Then you got Qwen 3.8, very interesting. With high thinking. Then Qwen 3.8 with low thinking, and I think this is the best. I think Qwen 3.8 really should be used with low thinking because every time I use it with low thinking, I get much better results. With high thinking, it just thinks forever and takes forever for whatever reason. This is Laguna. Laguna, I'm sorry guys, from poolside, your model is really cool for a lot of things, but there is a lot of time where code is not the thing where it's shining. And this is yet another time. Like this is bad. Literally, there is no light, there is no like yeah, okay, I can click, but like that the camera doesn't follow the planet. It's missing everything. I don't know. I just want to see one thing with them, which is I don't even know where Earth is. I think this is Earth. Yeah. It didn't even put the moon, right? Like it didn't even put the moon. So like not only there is no texture, there is no light, there is no labels, there is no moons, there is nothing. It's not great. This is GLM 5.2. Pretty cool. I think it's very cool. There is some bug with the camera, but like I think it's very cool. And then this is GLM 5.3. I think it's one of the best. And then Kimi K3. Not great. If I had to rank it, I don't know if I can rank it. I think like this is the worst. Laguna is the worst. And this is part of the best. Honestly, Qwen 3.8 27b is one of the best. Yeah. I think it's one of the best. Interestingly enough, by the way, so we'll check the source code of like not in detail, but like what the models created. So DeepSeek V4, which is this result again, It's a whole bunch of files with a server, and it decided to indeed like you have like a texture file, so like it properly like divided files for readability. Vendor is like where you put like the 3GS files, and also interestingly enough, it took screenshots. So like show angle, it took screenshot of like what it made, which is I think very interesting to verify, and it gave them to me, and this is some kind of marketing screenshot I get. So okay, interesting. And then the second one was Qwen 3.827b. Then here we got a server to start the thing, we got the style CSS, the solar system, a JavaScript, the index, and then decided to also have a to download 3GS directly. Interesting. The low thinking use 3GS over the internet, so that's through a CDN. One index HTML file and one solar system file, so super easy. Laguna has a Node.js server, an index file, a source file with a style and main, and it's done on Vite, so it's okay. So it used the framework to do it. That's pretty bad. Like it decided by itself to use a framework and to just overdo thing, and on top of that, the result is super bad. Yeah. Okay. And then GLM 5.2, we got one HTML file, and again, one of the best results. GLM 5.3, one index HTML file, easy. And then Kimi K3, we got index, main, and then library. With so it's interesting. I really honestly think GLM outperformed everything in this case. Do believe Qwen 3.827b low thinking is really near. It's really near. I mean, I think it's like a competition between the GLM family and Qwen family, because like I think it's pretty cool. I think the result is pretty awesome. Yeah. I kind of want to add Grock 4.6 and maybe GPT Salt. So I'm gonna cut the video real quick, and then I'm gonna add those two just to see what those SOTA model can do better or not better. So I'll be right back. Okay, we are back, and so I did Grock 4.6, I did GPT 5.6, and I also did GLM 5.2 local. So because I wanted to I wanted to double check GLM 5.2 with the local version. So we saw the cloud version, which I think it's this one. This is GLM 5.2 cloud version. So let's start with GLM 5.2 local, and it's shit. It's shit. It's bad. It's a UD4 XL version, so it's a quantized version, so it's not the full GLM 5.2, but sadly it's the only thing I can run on my workstation. It's already two 6000 Pro Blackwell and 400 gigabytes of RAM offloaded, and so it's not that fast. It's like 30 tokens per second. So it took it really took a while, and the result is really bad, to be honest. I mean, the thing is, it's not that bad, but it's clearly missing some light. The sun texture is not great, especially if we compare. Like, look at this, like it's day and night basically. This is the texture is much better here, and it's glowing, and like everything is much better. And here we just see nothing basically, and everything seems quite fast. I want to see, like, if I click, I would love to see where the Earth, Mercury, so I guess Earth is somewhere here, but yeah. So visit in 3D, so the camera works. It's a bit bugged. Doesn't seems to have like any texture, to be honest, and it's missing the moon, so it's not great. It's really not great, to be honest. I'm not a huge fan. Okay, so let's do Grock 4.6, obviously cloud. Good loading, and okay, that's a very GLM looking thing. It's missing the labels that GLM had posted. What is this part? Pluto. So for Grock 4.6, Pluto is a planet. Take that, science. So it does have a time slider there, and then so if we go to Earth, visit Earth, so, so we have a huge dick on Earth. What the fuck? What? Okay, then, Grock. What? I'm so confused. What? 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 Okay, I'm really confused. Beside that, the moon is beside that, the moon, you cannot click on the moon. It's missing some. So it's interesting because it considered like Pluto as a planet, but then it's missing all the moons of like the others. Like if you go on Mars. Oh no, it's there. Okay, it's there. Interesting. They're not moving though. I don't know if it's normal. I don't think it's normal. Actually, I actually don't know, to be honest. They might be in geostationary orbit. I really need to dig back into my science knowledge. Okay, so very interesting result, especially on the texture of Earth. I have to say I was not expecting this at all. Very interesting. Okay, and then we got GPT 5.6, Sol. I didn't try the other version of GPT 5.6. I just tried Sol, but so we got. Wow. This is awesome. I think in terms of design, this is peak. I think this is the best design from all the models. It does have the asteroid belt. I think the lighting is really cool. I want to compare with GLM 5.3. This is GLM 5.3, which I think looks really cool, but wow, let's see. This is cool. The selector is really nice. Visit in 3D. Still like the same camera bug, but really, at least we don't have a dick here. Very interesting. I don't see if there is like the North and South Pole. It's missing the moon though, so I guess it really adhered to the prompts because I said planet. And you have a selector here, which I think is awesome. In terms of design, it's even added like a little bit of like drag to orbit. This is awesome. So this is interesting. This is interesting. I mean, in terms of the best results, GLM 5.3 is clearly peak. I'm super sad that it cannot run on that GLM 5.2 itself cannot run fully on my workstation, but obviously those are pretty big models. I'm looking forward for GLM 5.3 to get released. Unexpected result from Grock, to be honest. Really unexpected result. And to be honest, like it's interesting. I'm a bit disappointed in Laguna S2.1. I really thought it will have a better result. I think it's a great model for a lot of different ways. It seems like very bureaucratic focused, even though they said it was like coding focused. It's clearly not. It's great at doing research, then a different kind of things. I will say that in terms of locally runnable, that is really good. Qwen 3.8 is peak. Like it's running on my 6000 Pro Blackwell, no issue, and the result was really nice. But you clearly have to cut the thinking. I saw on the Qwen 3.8 MTP repo that I've been following that they also recommend putting the reasoning to medium. I put it too low for the test, but for like in those two things. But so yeah, super interesting. Obviously, I didn't do benchmark with other harnesses. I might redo the same benchmark with another harness. But this was with OMP. Very interesting results. And unexpected with Grock. Like for real, I'm somehow shocked by what I saw on Earth. Thanks. Like it's very interesting. It will be very weird for Earth to really look like this. It's a very unexpected texturing of Earth. Anyway, this was Samuel Cardillo. I hope you liked the video. I tried to make it as natural as possible, limited the cuts, and see you for the next one.